Let's fucking go, boys. 10th video of the Witzpicks channel, guys. Witzpicks is back. We had a 1 week hiatus. Terrible week. Terrible week. 1 week hiatus. But, guys, it gave us to do something special. We got time to research for you guys and get the best picks possible for UFC Houston Fight Night. Sean Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez. Let's start with the early prelim opener of Carly Judice versus Juliana Miller. Can Juliana Miller? We know our pick. Carly Judice is the pick. Juliana Miller's a can. Carly Judice, second, third round, TKO, KO. What are your thoughts?
Harley Judas is probably the biggest lock on the card, and she's in our three-leg lock parlay. That's for sure hitting 100% guarantee. And
And wait, mind you, we put $500, our biggest parlay of all time, on this fight. Three fights on this card, and Carly Judice is a part of it. Minus 700. Put it in your parlay. What do you got?
yeah, she's a finisher, bro. She can get finishes as a woman, bro. That's actually crazy. So, yeah, Carly Judas, easy, bro. Next fight.
Next fight, we have another Wits pick of the evening. We have our boy Yadier Delval versus Jordan Levitt. Guys, I don't know if you guys understand, but Yadier Delval is the guy that fought Isaac Dolgarian, submitted him. People think it's a little fraudulent because Dolgarian is now getting investigated by the FBI, but I think Yadier Delval is actually a good fighter. He's 10-0 for a reason, and he's fighting a zesty Jordan Levitt. Um, and guys, after seeing what happened with Dan Hooker today, Yadier Delval is even a bigger lock because Dan Hooker, as you guys may know, has had gay allegations. So we're not going to go with the zesty guy. We're going to go with the Yadier Delval minus 400 for a reason. Put it in your parlay, every parlay. The second biggest lock on the card. And we'll get to the third biggest lock in a second. What are your thoughts?
Dude, Del Val is an undefeated prospect who looks amazing, and he could be amazing in the UFC. And bro, I'm so excited because he's the second leg of our three-leg lock, and obviously he's gonna win. Jordan Leavitt is way too zesty, and he's probably gonna retire or get cut after this fight. Simple, 100% guarantee. Easy. Yeah. Next fight is. Wait, what's next fight?
Guy, should I say it? Here, next fight, we got Philip Rowe versus Jean Paul Lebosayani. We have an interesting fight here, guys. Phil Rowe is coming off short notice right now. Austin Vanderford pulled out a week earlier, and Phil Rowe took the fight on short notice. John Paul had a really nice knockout in the Contender Series. Um, John Paul's the pick. He's minus 200 for a reason. But Phil Rowe is tough, and I could see it going to a decision. But this fight is hard to really bet on too much. But maybe sprinkle a little bit on John Paul. It's decent value. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, we don't know much about John Paul because it's his UFC debut. So he could come out, get a crazy finish. He could come out and lose. So it's just sus. But our pick is John Paul. He has that finishing upside, that grappling upside too, to win the fight. So yeah, pretty simple.
Simple. And guys, I'm so hyped for this card before we get into this next fight, which is a banger, by the way. I'm just so hyped for this card. Finally, UFC's back. And I appreciate everybody that's coming on the video, watching it, giving us the support. And yeah, well, if you guys are here, bro, lock in, like the fucking video and shit, and just enjoy. Follow us on TikTok. We have fire content. Benji, what are your thoughts on this fight? This is a great fight. I love this fight. What are your thoughts?
All right, so this fight is gonna be crazy, bro.
See
I
what the
feel
fight is. Yeah.
yeah, Ramiz Brahimaj versus Puna Hell Soriano. I'm so excited because this is just gonna be a great fight, and I feel like there's no way it goes to decision too, right?
Yeah, there's no way. Finishes
So
for
me personally, do you take Brahimaj also?
Dude, this fight is so tough. I was
Yeah.
well. Will you explain why, and then I'll talk.
So I'm gonna take Brahimaj because I feel like he has better wrestling and he could get that guillotine. He's so good at guillotines, bro. And I feel like he just couldn't guillotine Vanderford because Vanderford's a pure American wrestler. So, dude, Punahele, like, he's good, but I think Rami's just a little better, and his finishes are crazy. I bet he can get a crazy finish. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, guys, this fight, the odds are really close for a reason. Believe it or not, me and Benji were at UFC 320, as some of you guys may know, and we did watch both of these guys fight live. Punahele Soriano against Nikolai Vertenikov and Ramiz Brahimaj against Austin Vanderford. Two great fights. We bet on both of them. Ramiz is a huge underdog, look cashed. But this fight is really tough for me because, first of all, these are both our boys. And Puna is great. He's like such a good boxer, dude. He is such a good boxer, and I just don't know if he's going to be get finished that easily by Ramiz. But I really like Ramiz. I think he's great. I think he's a really good prospect, and I think people are really starting to realize that. So I wouldn't bet on this if I were you guys, and just enjoy this fight because these are two really high level fighters. But I think I'm gonna pick Ramiz, but it's 51-49. Super tough. I was like 50-50 on Soriano and Ramiz, but we'll go with Ramiz for this fight. Next fight is just a fucking women's fight. That's fucking bullshit. So, um, it's Jocelyn Edwards versus Nora Carole or whatever.
It's really
Jocelyn,
weird. Weird.
well, they fought before. If you didn't know, they fought. Oh shit. They fought in UFC France, and Jocelyn Edwards lost because the other girl's French, and the French judges gave it to her. So yeah, I think I think Jocelyn Edwards is gonna get the job done, but terrible fight. Let's move on.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the next fight?
All right, so this is the third lock of the card. All right, Alden Correa is 100% winning this fight, and dude, he looked amazing against Costa. Maybe
Yeah,
his name was like
it was Costa,
Alessandro Costa,
some shit like that. Whatever.
but I think that Costa guy is better than Garule. Okay, or
Yeah,
Garul.
Luis Carul's a can. Let's be real.
I think Luis Garul is a cash cow. Okay, we
Yep.
bet on uh who? Wait.
It was
Oh,
Jesus tagging
oh, yeah,
Luis
we
Gurula at UFC Noche, and we cashed on Jesus as an underdog. Gurula's a can. Poirier is
mm-hmm.
good. Simple. Put it into simple terms. Poirier is the pick. He's minus 300, 400 now for a reason. Put it in every parlay you have. It's a guaranteed win. By the way, so far, we're going 100% on this card, by the way, for you guys. Next fight, super interesting fight. And I have a few things to say about this fight. We have Ode Osborne versus Alibidi Idris, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm gonna pick Ode Osborne here, but by a little bit. I think he'll get the finish. I think he'll get the KO. I don't think Albd is UFC level at all, but he Albd could win off a submission because Ode has zero wrestling. So I would sprinkle in a little bit of money on Albany by submission, whatever it is, that could be good odds. And then I think Ode is going to win this fight as like a slight underdog, but really close fight. And maybe I would probably rather bet on, I don't know, really tough, but that's what I have to say.
Yeah, dude, so much different shit could happen in this fight. But I'm gonna take Ode also because that knockdown against Urseg, it's
Yeah.
very impressive. I think his wrestling is terrible, but he's for sure been working on mainly wrestling for this Kazakhstan guy. So obviously, he's gonna come in there looking great, and Alibi has not proved anything yet. So if he
No.
wins, he's gonna prove something, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess Ode's the pick, but whatever. That's really tough fight. Next
Mm-hmm.
fight. Actually, I like this fight. We have Chidi Njokunai versus Carlos Cash Cow Leal. Guys, we bet on Carlos Leal when he fought Muslim Sadiakov, and he was minus 500. I'm never betting on him ever again.
Brutal.
Ever. Chidi and Jokunai. The line movement was ridiculous. He's the pick. I just, I think he'll win. Tough to bet on because the odds are so close. It's pretty much even. But Chidi is the pick. Should be easy. I think Carlos Leal is starting to turn into a fucking can. I really don't like him. I think he's such a pussy, bro. But yeah, Chidi's the pick. What do you got?
So this fight is the most 50-50 fight on the card. And these are fights, I love these fights because I usually just don't bet on these fights and watch them, and they usually crazy finishes happen. So, you know, I do not have a pick for this fight, bro. It's two 50-50. You should not bet on this fight. Just stay
Yeah.
away. That's it.
Yeah, so in the next fight, by the way, that was the prelims. This is the
Mm-hmm.
main now. Next fight. As you can see, we have Michel Pereira versus Zachary Reese. Guys, in my opinion, Zachary Reese is a fucking can. I know you have different thoughts on Zach Reese. I think he's shit. I think he almost got finished by Jackson McVeigh, who's ass. And I think Michel Pereira is much better. I think he got caught in his last fight against Kyle Dawkins. Just it was bad. He got chinned. And I think he's just a better fighter than Zach Reese. I don't think Zach Reese is UFC level. And I think Michel went 5 rounds at Anthony Hernandez, who we'll talk about. And I think Michel will be the pick. I think he'll probably knock out Zach Reese in the first round. I would say under rounds is a good bet on this fight. If not, take Michel. If this fight was happening a year ago, Michel would be minus 800. Take Michel while you can, minus 150. Enjoy it. What do you got?
Yeah, so we're taking Michel Pereira. He let us down, bro, on that China card. I literally stayed up till like, what, 4 a.m. to watch that shit?
5 later.
Dude, he got chinned, but I think it was such a fluke, bro. Like that the way he knocked him out, he went into the punch. Like, dude, that's not gonna happen against Zachary Reese.
Kyle Dawkins is solid. I feel like he's actually a solid fighter now. So
Yeah,
he can't.
he is solid, but
Like, dude, Zach Reese is gonna get cut after this fight.
yeah, honestly, he could if he shits the bed. And Michel Pereira, I think he just wins this off of because, dude, Zachary Reese, his best thing is probably his wrestling,
Hmm.
or his kicks,
Yeah,
and
just
per
good power.
yeah, Pereira is tough in those categories. So we're going with Pereira, bro. Michel.
Going with Michelle. And next fight is interesting. Jacob Smith versus Josiah Harrell. Um, Jacob Smith was supposed to fight Song Hyun Ko. Song Hyun Ko would have been the pick, but I think here Josiah is just coming off way too short notice. I think Jacob is the pick. The odds aren't out on the book for some reason, so we don't have any bets on this fight, but really 50-50. Both are prospects, both undefeated. So, but I would probably take Jacob. Probably 60-40 Jacob. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't really do any research on this fight because we're not betting on it. But you gotta take the how he's like 6'3", Jacoby Smith, and against 5'7", bro, that's OD.
Yeah.
OD height difference.
Okay.
So in the UFC, bro, that height difference means a lot. And this guy, Josiah Harrell, he could be good, but fighting Jacoby Smith first, tough.
Yeah.
Tough task, bro. So yeah, bro, what do you think?
Yeah, Jacob is the pick.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a pick. He's probably, I think he's minus 150 on most books, but for us, it's not up. But regardless, next fight. This is super interesting because I think me and Benji have differing opinions here.
Oh, this
And
fight.
I'm picking Ante Delia in this fight at minus 150. I think he's honestly a solid pick. I think he's good to bet on. I think honestly, even the over rounds are good. He's been in 3 round fights multiple times, has experience. He's fighting Sergey Spivak, who has some good scraps. He's lost to Jailton Almeida, who I don't even want to think about that name. He's a scumbag piece of shit. I don't want to think about that name. Lost to Jailton Almeida. Got finished by Jailton Almeida. Sergey Spivak lost to Waldo. Little controversial. We had a bet on Spivak in that fight, but Ante Delia in his last fight got knocked out by Waldo Cortez Acosta. But he got knocked out after he thought he knocked out Waldo after the eye poke. What I think happened is that there was an adrenaline dump. And I think Ante was cooked after that. And I think Ante's still very good. We were very high on Ante before. I think he's still very good. I don't want to get off the hype train just like we did with Mauricio Rufy. I don't want to get off the hype train when he gets one loss. Ante Delia, the pick, minus 150 for a reason. What are your thoughts?
So I'm gonna go with Sergey Spivak to win at even odds confidently. Okay? Because listen, bro, when I was doing my research, okay, I rewatched that Waldo Delia fight, and bro, Waldo basically was toying with Ante in the first round. He was up against the cage, just like dodging, hands down, bro. He knew that power was not gonna do shit to Waldo, so he knew that he was gonna get that KO, and he couldn't do that against Spivak. Spivak actually beat Waldo Cortez Acosta, in my opinion, with his wrestling, and I think Spivak will dominate Ante Delia with his wrestling. So if Delia does not get that round one KO, he's cooked. And I'm hyped because all these other influencers, bro, they're picking Ante, and Spivak's gonna win, bro, for sure.
All right, well, we have differing opinions on occasion, but this next fight I think is super interesting. Dan Ige versus Melquizel
Ooh.
Costa. Melquizel Costa. We bet on Melquizel when he fought Morgan Charrier when he head kick knocked him out first round. Super hyped about that. Great fight. But I think I'm gonna go with Dan Ige here. I just see a scrappy Dan Ige 29-28 decision win. Underdog pick. Dan Ige. Sprinkle a little bread on it. Dan Ige's the pick. Lock it.
Yes.
His family lock it in. What are your thoughts?
Yes, bro, I agree. Dan Ige, amazing underdog. This should be even odds, I think, because Costa hasn't fought someone as good as Ige.
No.
Or actually, he did. He fought Steve Garcia, but he lost. So, dude, this is another test. And Danny Gay could for sure win this, bro. He has crazy power. He just lost to Pitbull because of Pitbull's insane wrestling. But Danny Gay could get this, bro. I believe in him. 50K, Danny Gay.
And you guys, the pick next fight. I have a really interesting one for you guys. Here we have Jeff Neal versus Uros Medic. Uros Medic is getting a huge step up, in my opinion. Jeff Neal's a veteran. People forget, man, he went to a split decision with Ian Gary, who's going to fight for the title. Jeff Neal's the pick for a second round TKO. Uros Medic, too fiery in the first round. Can't handle Jeff Neal. Jeff Neal's the pick. He's just too experienced to knock him out. Uros is chinny. Simple as that. Jeff's the pick at minus 200. Honestly, put it in parlays. He's a lock. What do you got?
Yeah, Jeff Neal. It's a huge step up for Eros. And, dude, Jeff Neal, like, I'm just excited for this, bro, because it's not getting out of the first round, in my opinion. The line is minus or over under 1.5 for a reason. And dude, Jeff Neal has beaten like some of the top guys, bro. Like
Oh, yeah.
he, dude, I mean, I know he lost to Ian Gary, Shavkat, but like, bruh,
Yeah,
crazy
close though.
names.
Close.
Yeah, crazy names. So there's no way he gets chinned twice in a row and gets cut. No way, right?
No way. Jeff Neal's the pick. We all know
Yeah.
it.
All
And
right.
now, Stein, take it away with the main event of the evening.
All right. So, yo, this fight is gonna be crazy, bro, because now there's some animosity online, bro. So, dude, this could be crazy, bro. And I think personally, Strickland has a really good chance. He has way more than a 30% chance of winning, bro. Way more. So there's so much value on Strickland money line, but he could lose. He could lose, but he could win, bro. He has Yeah, I think Strickland could win, bro. Underdog, we're taking Strickland, but maybe only in one parlay. What do you think, bro?
Guys, Strickland's the pick, and I'm so hyped about this, dude. I'm so hyped about this because wait, hold on, listen to this. Listen to me. Listen. You hear me? You hear me? Okay. Sean Strickland is a Teeb and jab merchant. Anthony Hernandez, we've seen get hurt to the body. And I just can see Sean Strickland piecing up Anthony Hernandez. And I just think his wrestling has been so good. He fights in the same camp as Magomed Ankalaev. He's been only in wrestling gear for so long. He knew he was going to fight Dorito, Kyle, or Anthony Hernandez. He knew for so long he hasn't fought for. He's going to come back and show the world why he's a former champion. And I just think Anthony Hernandez is a little bit overrated. His best win is Brendan Allen in a unanimous decision, which is a good win. But like Strickland's beat Brendan Allen. Strickland's beat Nasser Imavov. Strickland's beat Abus Magomedov. Strickland's beat Dricus Duplessis. And that first fight was a fucking robbery. I was dying on that hill. But Strickland beat all these fighters that are better than Anthony Hernandez, in my opinion, that are getting at the title shot. I think Strickland's the pick at really good odds. I probably wouldn't put it in every parlay, but I'm as confident as I was when Gaethje beat Patty and we picked Gaethje. Strickland's the pick. And I hope you guys come back to this video after we go 100%. And I'm really confident about this card, but stick around because we're going to do some videos on UFC Mexico City and UFC 326. Hopefully, we'll have a special guest or UFC 326. Still trying to work on that for y'all. But yeah, great fight card. UFC Houston, first regional fight card in the Paramount era. And I have nothing else to say. I think we made really good picks. And to put it frank for you guys, a lot of these fights, are pretty risky to bet on. The three biggest locks on the card are Carly Judice, Alvin Correa, and Yadier Delval. Put all three of them in a parlay. You put 500, you make 460. It's really that easy. We're going to make a video about that. Just place it. Like, why not? It's free money. It's free money. We got fucked last week by Jelton Almeida. Would have made 3 bands each. It's all good. We still went more or less 100% on the card. UFC Houston fight card, Witzpicks. Benji, take it away.
Guys, I'm so excited, bro, because listen, the three locks of the card, right? You guys know them. Uh, if one of those fighters lose, this channel will be deleted tomorrow, bro. Deleted. Alright? That's how confident I am in all of these fighters dominating their wins. Not even close. Okay? So we're gonna make so much profit. And it's guaranteed this time. It's not there's potential to make profit. It's
Nope,
guaranteed profit.
guaranteed.
So yeah, bro, Wits picks blessing you guys once again and see you guys Saturday, bro.